all of us. We're still carrying on with the flowing of these, a flow without force, I'm going to call it. Take a quick summary of last week's. Carry on. Anyone, without making me beg.
Well, greetings to everyone. So happy to be back here again and yeah, see all your faces. So mommy disappointed me the Saturday, but we'll talk about that after church. Flowing without force. Beautiful. We've had a fantastic 2 weeks. And predominantly the past 2 weeks, we've talking about the fact that the universe needs balance. All of the universe, everything that's happening is about balance. That every tension will seek a release at some point. Can stretch an elastic, but it will come back to 8 points. And when it comes back to 8 points, that is how it wants to be. As when force is exerted in one aspect of life, or too much attention is given to one aspect of life, some way, somehow, life will seek a balance. Life will restore itself. So most when we say all things work together for the good, life has various ways of restoring itself. Sometimes it might not be as we wanted, but because we have given too much attention to a particular area, and that has created an imbalance in the universe or in our life. And if I want to take our life for instance, there are a lot of things that stretches the tension within us or causes an imbalance in us. Anxiety, fear, or the desire for something. You're working towards something and all your attention, everything is there. You give all your focus towards one aspect of your life. Somewhere, somehow, life will find a way to restore the balance, because the universe is not meant to sway one way or the opposite way. And so as our lives, that is why you can't walk on one leg. You need both legs to keep balance. So in the past 2 weeks, that is my take home, that life always finds a way to restore itself. And it appears in different ways, different forms. And it did make example. For example, if you have a headache, it's life telling, or your system telling you that something is wrong somewhere and it needs to restore itself. You are working too much. You are not sleeping enough. You're thinking too much. When you calm yourself down, you have a good sleep, and you have a good walk, a good exercise, walk through the park, you come back, take a good shower, you will feel the difference. Because especially for those of us, this morning I woke up and I was feeling a bit skittish. I said, let me go to the gym. Because of my legs a bit sore from the exercise I went, so I can't run a lot. So I said, let me go and do some cycling. I went to do a 30-minute cycling, a bit of free squatting. I came back, took a shower, got a cup of coffee, and I sat down and I feel like I want to sleep. The body is I feel like, the body is restored to how it has to be. So yeah, that is me, my take home, Jay.
You? Anyone else? Right. Thank you, sir.
Before you start, somebody has come to me with an explanation of a statement I made this morning. I said to the person that it's the English that is fitting me, but the things that me I don't understand. So I come and ask, and then when you explain, I can go back to the person. The person tested me. He said, but said this is your Facebook post. Your intention encoded in your intention is the wisdom for its own maturity and manifestation. I wrote it on Facebook.
But I think yes, I've seen it, and I think I'd seen you. I thought it was a typo. But I think it should read. Hold on, I copied it. So it should just read, encoded in your intention is the wisdom of its own maturity and manifestation. That is how it should read. So correct it.
I'll correct it, but I give explanation so that I can go back to the person.
Okay. So, and if you recall, I gave the context to it, that when we put seed in the ground, nobody gives instruction to the seed what to do. The seed carries the wisdom, it carries the intelligence, the divine coding to mature into a forest. Likewise, our intentions are seeds. See, so when you're planting an intention, you don't have to get fixated about how it's going to birth. The intention in itself, the intention encodes its own wisdom to birth its manifestation or to see fruition. Very simply. Does it still not make sense?
It makes sense. Just a quick question. So,
or
like
should I just have said the seed is able to become a forest without anybody telling me to?
Well, you could have said that, but a very poetic man. So
I have been doing a lot of that these days, and people probably wouldn't even realize. I was going through some of my quotes, and I look at the quotes, and I see that about 10 different quotes, yeah, but it's just a variation of the same concept.
that's you. With the code, you can make it simple, but you decide to not make it simple.
Yeah, that's why I said, isn't it? Make it no simpler than make it no more simpler than it needs to be. Yeah, but now does it make sense?
Yeah,
I think it's the encoded that is confusing people.
Yeah, it makes sense because I think after that you made another statement to it which explains that when you said the seed has got encoded intelligence that the anxiety of the farmer cannot override. So earlier as we were saying, so the seed knows what it can do. So once you put it there, the farmer can be well, is this seed going to grow? Is if the rainfall is the seed going to? You can worry all that you want, but the seed knows itself what to do.
Send me that one.
All right.
I didn't even realize that's what I said. In the moment, those were the words I could find. Right?
Send it to your WhatsApp.
Okay. Right. So I think I ended off last week. I'll try and stick with my notes because what you just brought up is just sparking something new. Okay. So I gave the analogy of standing, and I said that if you right now where we sat right now, you've got no anxiety, you've got no stress, you've got no fear, there's nothing at stake. You're calm, you're relaxed. if you are to be sat on the edge of a cliff, your emotions will be different. Okay, but the truth of the matter is, in both cases, you are stood or you are sat. It's just you choosing to make the edge of a cliff charge you or charge your mind differently, because you attach danger to it. If you have to be stood still on the edge of a cliff and you don't move in a direction that poses danger, you can be there for eternity and nothing will happen. It will be no different to you standing in your living room. Because by being on the edge of a cliff, straight away you're thinking, one movement seems irreversible. If I fall, that's the end of it. One mistake looks like final, Charlie. That's it. If I tip over, that's the end of me. I remember when I was learning rock climbing years back. I know that I wasn't afraid. I know that I'm not afraid of heights. But we went somewhere in New Keys, and I'm just trying to highlight how the brain or how the brain works sometimes that we don't pay attention to. Okay, this is so they start us off. You have like an easy section of the rock, and then a very hard section where you struggle to even find what to grab, what to lay hold to climb, and all of that. And the gentleman who was bailing me, yeah, you've got a harness on and someone is just stood in front of bailing you just so that you can go up and whatnot. He said one thing. It's my mate. He was like, Odi, whatever you do, just keep going. Don't look down. And he shouldn't have said that. I was just enjoying, because the way the terrain is, it goes steep, it goes straight, then it bends in, and it goes straight. So I kept going. So I just focused on the wall, looking at where to grab. So I got to probably maybe 60% on the way to the top. If you know how it works, very easy. You grab and you just extend. You stand straight. You basically just use the full stretch of your body. But if you are afraid, you just be grabbing the stone, and then you're kind of squatting. You are not extending to get a full stretch so that you can reach the next possible or next available place to grab to continue your climb. So I stood, and then I looked down. I was like, shh. Something that I was doing perfectly okay, perfectly fine, perfectly all right, enjoying it, just focused on where to grab, where to stand, where to grab, where to stand, where to put my foot, where to stand. All of a sudden, when I looked down, I started panicking, and I didn't want to go up anymore. I just lost the will to climb. When I was just about I'd gone there with a 6% through. And then this gentleman is like, mate, I've locked the rope, so you're not going to get any bounce to come, so you're going to go. And then I mastered the will, and I got up. When I go up, it's like, we're not picking you up, you need to upsail down. Yeah, the vim and the energy with which I upsailed, that was nearly 120 feet. 120 feet. Yeah, and you upsail, and it brings you all the way down to the valley by the beach. Yeah. What's the psychology that I was operating with at that time? I'm like, upsailing, Charlie, bounce. What's the way that will happen? Even if the rope snaps, I'm gonna hit the ground anyway. But why is it that when I was climbing, and I kind of looked back, I felt a bit of a panic and a bit of fear. What's the difference? Me climbing, realizing, oh damn, how far I've climbed, getting afraid. What is the difference between that state and me abseiling and not giving a care, just bounce, 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 coming out? What's the difference? What's the difference? What was dictating the state? What was called the changing state?
Well, it was all in the mind, but I think going up is opposite to the natural way of us doing things. You know, you're always on the ground walking. So if you are climbing, because the intention is you are going up, so you think, okay, if I fall, I'll come down.
Mhm.
But if you are coming down already, there's no fear for someone who's coming down. You are coming down anyway. So your mindset, everything is you are coming down, you are going down. So even if you fall, you are still coming down, like you said.
Mhm.
But going the opposite way and then falling back is a bit, you know, it's psychological. It's all in the mind. Because naturally, we don't climb.
Any different thought? That taught me something, to be fair. It was one of my early lessons about reality transurfing. Yeah. Why? Either way, I was going to come down anyway. So why was one action filling me with more anxiety than the other? Why? Because the key has given his thought. Why? J. Sam Zewunzu. Any takes? Anymore? Or to just crack on? Okay. So it's predominantly a case of what or how we kind of our brain processes things, and that's what we kind of do to ourselves most of the time with even our relationships, our experiences. Most of the events which happen to us on a daily basis, they are very ordinary, but it's our mind that turns them into mountain. It's our mind that turns them into unsurmountable hills to climb. So I always kind of encourage people, or encourage us to look beyond what we see and we constantly revise how we think about what we think about. See, so an ordinary date can become a cliff. Bank balance can become a cliff. Medical appointment can become a cliff. A friend of mine was sharing with me she needs to undergo a surgery, something that we have spoken about. She's prepared. She had been ready for. All of a sudden, someone has a conversation, and the conversation was very simple. Oh, hey, this thing that you're going to do, what's it called? Have you prayed about it? Or someone went and did it, and there was complications, and Now she doesn't even want to do it. You see, she was all geared up for it and prepped for it, no fears, nothing. Just away from someone that she considered more important than her own words, away from someone that she considered more, or she gave more value to than her own reasoning, now has become her inertia. And we do this to ourselves all the time. Social media pushed can become a cliff. To get energetic about very stupid stuff. The job interview can become a cliff. Even silence. I remember once a very dear friend of mine, she went quiet. And you know how the brain can play tricks on. And prior to her going quiet, we had a bit of a misunderstanding, and I was tempted to think, oh, okay, maybe she's gone cold because of this, and she can't really deal with the fact that I said it the way I said it. But because I have allowed myself to process beyond that thoughts, I felt, oh yeah, maybe it could be she's going through something, or maybe it could even be that her phone had issues or whatever. So I just sent a message, oh, it's been a while, I think I'm hoping you're all right. Whatever thing that is happening around you, I hope life is treating you great. And I just left him. I didn't know that she had lost her phone. And when she got herself a new phone, it was these, iPhone dramas. She was struggling to remember her account and she couldn't get into it. She just basically couldn't use the phone for another couple of weeks. But it was easy for me to just think and assume that, oh, due to whatever happened, see? And then you begin to start creating stories. You are having dialogues in your head that are totally removed from what the real situation is. We do this all the time. And when we do, unfortunately, because our subconscious mind or the subconscious mind is very passive. It takes whatever, it literally just takes whatever you give it. I was having this chat with Joshua the last time. So that's why you're watching a movie and you know very well that it's a story that's being made up. Someone dies, you still feel sad. Or they know very well that you're going to see them in the next movie. You know very well that it's made up, but the subby doesn't know. So if the situation can succeed at sending the signals of sadness, it just responds. Your breath shortens, your chest tightens, your mind starts racing, your imagination starts getting dramatic. Then that makes you less intelligent. Because all these things place your nervous system under threat. And then it begins to respond, it begins to fight. And the sad thing is, if you're unconscious, you begin to even justify that state, you begin to justify that mood. But it's all made up. I can't say it any other way. A friend of mine was we having a chat, we've been back and forth a little bit about something, and she thinks, some of the things that we share on high self-reality, if she feels that it's not deep and profound enough. I just laughed, and I'm like, the intention is not to sound profound. It genuinely the number of times I write and I have to rewrite, sometimes I'm like, I'm spending too much time on this. I have to rewrite because I'll literally just read a statement. I'm like, oh, okay. So imagine a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old pick this up. Is it going to make sense in a way? Or how easily can they comprehend this? And I'll try to water it down, because it's all about sowing seeds. You sow the seed, and if the ground is broken in the person, they will find their own path. So when we throw ourselves in this kind of faith, we naively think that is us being realistic, isn't it? Oh, but do you know what? Let's be real. Anytime someone says that, I know they are getting ready to be stupid. Let's be realistic. Anytime someone makes that statement, I conclude in my head, they are getting ready to be stupid, or they are getting ready to be I don't even want to use the word spiritual. They are getting ready to say some very daft. You know, they are just seeing reality on face value. What is reality? No, I'm telling you, begin to watch it. Anytime you deal with someone and they say, "Oh, let's be realistic," just begin to just watch what comes up after that. It will be something that totally ignores all other possibilities and just gets fixated on the evidence that is being presented in front of you. It blows away change. It kills the multiple lifelines and timelines that exist in the pumping pool. So I've come up with a name for such state. I now call it cliff consciousness. Yeah. You might be standing in the living room of your life and your mind is playing tricks on you that you stood on the edge of a cliff. Balance, as we're talking about, balance begins primarily with perception. How we perceive things, how we see things. You ask yourself, is this truly a cliff? Or is it or it's just my mind that is placed or attached a depth level of importance on something that's very, very basic and very simple? To me, saying this is not to deny that there are not serious situations in life. There are, but not every seemingly serious situation deserves panic. Not every seemingly important moment deserves you to be spiritually overcharged. The fact that something might present as an uncertain circumstance or an uncertain event does not mean it's danger. Because the ego doesn't like not knowing. So anything that doesn't know, anything that is unsure about, it sees it as a threat. The delay of my friend in getting back to me didn't mean that they were rejecting me. See? Narratives. So as balanced person learns to distinguish between significance and threat. See? And getting to know that distinction changes everything. That's where you come to the place where you can even desire something, but you understand that you don't have to become desperate. I'll take an action without fear, without panic, without anxiety. I'll be prepared, and I'm not going to worship the outcome. That's like for me back in the day when I was in job set mode. Initially, I was very anxious about interviews and all of that, and I came to the point of concluding, well, I'm not just the one being interviewed. I'm also interviewing the one who's interviewing me to find out if there's someone that I want to work with. And that changed everything for me. So I sit in front of you, even if you are to Donald Trump, I don't care. I will say my mind. I will say what I know. If I need to bullshit my way through, I will. If I don't know, I'm not going to pretend I don't know. I'll try and block it. If I'm caught out, I will put my hand up. You see? So in that way, you detach from trying to worship the outcome or getting too fixated on how it needs to happen. So if it doesn't happen, it means I failed. No, it doesn't mean that. I will love and not possess. I will work and not be fooled that the work I do is my identity. I've said that a lot of times. To constantly availing myself to wisdom beyond the shape of what I imagine. Because our imagination is limitation as well. And that's how we can reclaim our awareness. You are not trying to deny desire, but you are purifying you're purifying your desires. See? Because I don't know how many of us will agree that the less panicky you are about an outcome, the more intelligent you are. When you panic, your intelligence goes, it just disappears through the window. But when you're calm and you're composed, the wisdom of the subconscious mind rises to the surface of consciousness. So let's stop turning everything else into like everything that happens around us into God. But that's going to lead us beautifully into what we're talking about today. So everything we're talking about over these sessions it will pivot back to balance. So as Pastor K did say earlier on in the summary, when excess potential is created, life will begin to correct. Life will correct itself. But the ego fights correction. The ego of correction feels like opposition. So when we are in a place where we have made recognition or approval too important, for instance, you may have to deal with obscurity. Are you with me? And I've come to this realization that sometimes even relationship, when you make a relationship too important, you are bound to experience distance. You make money too important. Even when money is present, you will still experience anxiety about it. You fear to lose it. You fear that it wouldn't be enough. And it's something that previously I realized that I was quite addicted to being right, because there's a way being right pleased or did massage my ego. So often when you find ourselves trapped in exhausting argument, it's because of that addiction. You want to be right. And that's balance forces at play. And they will pull you. And that pull is not always gentle. To fatigue you, frustrate you, expose you. But that is not to destroy you, it's just to cause you to open yourself up to a reset. It's to just neutralize the imbalance. That's why we need to open ourselves to. So our spiritual perceptions and positioning need to mature. This is not to guilt trip us. This is not for us to get ourselves into blaming ourselves, but it's to create or to carve the path of our own liberation. If you're blaming yourself, you're probably saying, oh, I'm bad for this, I'm bad for that. But if you're responsible, you realize, oh, okay, I'm becoming conscious. Because responsibility will restore to you power, but blame can only cause shame, won't it? So it's not we are not shaming ourselves, but we are just awakening ourselves so that we can become more conscious. I was saying to someone yesterday as well, we may not be able to control every event in our lives. You can't control what people say to you. You can't control how people treat you, how people relate with you and all of that. You can't control any of those things. But you are responsible for the consciousness from which you meet every event or from which every event meets you. You are responsible. See? It does a difference. Hang on a sec. You're responsible. See? As I was saying, you like imagine you are watching a video, or you are in the cinema, you are in a theater. Oh, Odise is out and I really need to watch it. I really need to go watch it. It's my demon movie, Odise. I was just catching up with the trailer, and I thought, oh, this would be a good movie too. Yeah. And then the actors are very convincing, aren't they? We know. I remember when we used to watch, when we were growing up, we used to watch Jenny in the West. Like yesterday, I seen a picture of Shefu and P, who they are now. So basically, before and after, how they look like that, and I'm like, wow, you know. This thing that we were watching, then it was so engrossing, so enthralling, and there was all like green screen stuff, or people flying there. We would get so emotionally charged by it, you know. And all the drama that comes, the music and everything, and we go, wow, you know, we are so charged into it. We enjoy it, and we even talk about it. We totally forget that it's all made up. I don't know if you felt that before, like you watching them. I remember back in the day, Oshin. I watch Oshin, and the way she's more treated, I literally feel like going to save her. You know, it it can even make you panic. Like a snake appears on the screen, you know very well that this snake won't come to your room. But you'll be free, feeling creepy and crawly all over you as if you're just right next to you. See? And if you remember, you are watching a play. You can still feel deeply the emotions and everything without being lost and without being fooled. I'm not sure if this has happened to you before. You're having a dream, yeah? And in the dream, like sometimes like very lucid dreams, and you are in danger, okay? But yet you remember it's a dream, and I'm not going to panic about this. It's a dream. I'm not sure if you've experienced that before. Yeah. So in the dream, you know it's a dream, so you're not going to panic about whatever is happening. Oh, someone is going to kill me. Yeah, they can go ahead and kill me because I know it's a dream.
I've had dreams where I know I'm dreaming.
Uh-huh.
Like in a dream, I know I'm sleeping, I'm having a dream. But in a dream, I know it's a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder how do I know it's a dream? Because I'm dreaming.
Yeah, I've also had.
Sometimes you have to leave. You can't wake. Okay, let me wake up.
Let me
not wake up. Yeah.
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 It's like, oh, I know this dream is coming to this person. This thing is coming to attack me, so I'm waking up. Then you wake up.
Yeah. Or sometimes I've had dreams where I've allowed myself to be killed a few times. Because I knew, well, it's only a dream. It's just my mind playing games. Yeah, go ahead, kill me. And I wake up. You see? What does all of these tell us? The play. The witness shouldn't get engaged in the crime scene. See? To excess potential gets created when consciousness forgets its seat in awareness. It jumps on the stage and begins to identify and interfere with the dream. It begins to interfere with the mirage. But the moment awareness dawns and awareness returns, the spell weakens. That's as you say. Oh, it's a dream there. It's nothing. Nothing is happening here. It's a dream. It's just a movie. It's a play. It's a joke. Let's begin to import and bring that mindset, that consciousness into our space. So you can still act in it. You can still act in a play. You can still speak. You can, kumkumbaja, where these women watch these, and it's pure narrative, and they will be having discussions as if it's something is at stake, and they are writing their own scripts and dictating what Paula should be doing or what this person should have done and what they you get it. The dream. Charges are earnings. So return to awareness and understanding that I can still speak, I can still choose, I can still correct, I can still walk away, I can still build, I can still laugh. It's all a play. But now you're acting from a deeper seat, not from anxiety, not from panic, but from a very calm, assured, serene place, deep place. When someone is getting on your nerves, let this dream analogy play on him. We just bring this consciousness of the dream, of being in the dream and knowing that you are dreaming. Straight to that timeline, straight to that lifeline, and allow yourself to participate fully without becoming spiritually drowned and swallowed. If this is not liberating, trust me, I don't know what will liberate you. Genuinely. If these things we share and liberate, then I really don't know what will liberate you. Mm-hmm. So when I talk about excess potential, you know, often arises when an external object becomes fused with an unmet inner need. So I was giving this analogy to another friend the other day. Like it's not every act of it's not every act of kindness or every act of generosity that is coming from a place of love. Some are done to ease our conscience. Someone who is going to steal tons and tons of money, in order not to feel bad that they've stolen alone, they'll go and do good to a few people so that they can feel, oh, I stole, but I shared the money or something. You see, oh, I took this, but I left them some. And we find all these justifications to ease our conscience. And the ego can trip you. It can trick you, and it can trap. So someone wanting to be successful, they want to be successful, but it's not a case of really genuinely want to be successful, but they don't want to be seen as a failure in comparison with others. They want to succeed to heal their shame or their sinning shame. They want a relationship. They want to be or feeling loved because they're using that to erase their feeling of being abandoned. Don't worry, we're going to finish very soon, so they can go. Because money gives us the essence and the feeling of being able to silence our fears, our dread of not having, not lacking. I want to be recognized, want to be approved. I want to see those likes on my post because it shows that I'm also in this space. I'm also there. People see. I want to be right because not being right makes me come across as powerless, that I can't win an argument. So I need to be right. And then our reactions appear a bit disproportionate. How many minutes have I been talking? Let's wrap up. So, like, how I'm saying this, and I want you to just pause and watch it. The number of times we feel attacked when criticized, yeah? I can tell you for a fact, if you have to sit and do some very deep searching, very deep soul processing, you realize that often criticisms that really gets to us, it opens up childhood memories of being dismissed. Think about it. Just let it ring and play things through it. So, if you're feeling financially challenged, brings back some old memories without even you realizing it. Ancestral insecurity. Fear of insignificance when you have, let's say, a professional setback, or it feels like you're not thriving in something that you want to thrive in. All these identities that entrap us. When you carry more than yourself, you are going to feel negatively charged, and you're going to feel it. It's my desire that we break ourselves from this. Be honest with yourself, be tender with yourself. If life feels a bit too heavy on you, just pause and ask yourself the very simple question: What else is this carrying? What old fear am I attaching to this? What in me is exhibiting this anxiety? What identity am I trying to protect? That is a very big one. Or what wound is asking to be healed? Sometimes it is about that too. Things that we have packed and not really had this, we packed in the shadow and not have the confidence to confront them. They will always be begging, can you look at this? Can you look at this? No. Because come to accept that the world, I don't need the world to change immediately. I need me to change. When I change the world around me will change. We release ourselves and release people around us of the burden that only your own awareness can heal. That your own truth, that your own divine remembrance can heal. Release people of that burden. No human being can become my God. No job can become my soul as much as I love what I do. Money cannot become my peace. No relationship can define my wealth, and no result I ever get, no outcomes of my endeavors can become my identity. And I say these things, they are not just words. They are felt. They are lived. Are there any questions? When we remember the core, the center of being, you realize that importance begins to reduce naturally. And that's not because life becomes meaningless, but because life is no longer being used to manufacture meaning. You can't use life to manufacture meaning. Prospero, I was listening to Prospero yesterday, and he was saying something about, in fact, I'll share that video with you. Maybe I'll just share it with you, and you can pick your own meaning from it. And sometimes it gets diluted when I'm trying. I'm only sharing with you what I picked up, but yeah, but you can watch it yourself and pick your own meaning from it. We want to go to ask any questions, yeah? Any additions? I'm open to my question. Anyone? Should I close? If you are watching, you sit for 2 hours and watch Argentina beating London, Golden Cup. You've not even been here one and a half hours and you're already crying.
We are not complaining. We are enjoying.
Life naturally will feel heavy when consciousness loses its center and begins to lean upon things that were never designed to carry us. I don't know, but it just keeps coming to me. In next week, I'll take my time and we'll look at some examples or situations of excess potential. Okay, you're working next weekend, yeah?
Yeah, I'm working next week, but I'll have a look. What time I finish on Sunday? What time I start?
If you don't remember anything, we have established the fact that wherever excess potential is created, life will move to neutralize it. When we attach excessive importance to something, when the mind inflates a person, inflates an object, inflates an outcome, it even exaggerates our fears, our desire, our expectations, our rules, our men, and things are placed beyond where they are placed beyond their natural place. This excess potential is a spiritual symptom, and it's just something that we put to. The divine grounding is what that is led in. It's basically leading us into silent depth within us where the soul and God are not approached as two separate objects. It's God. Anything we make God, or any idea, any concept we build around God, is what God isn't. I'm not sure if I'm making sense of that. What did I say?
You said any idea or concept that we make God around is what God isn't.
You agree?
I need to think the statement over to know whether I agree or not.
Okay, all right.
But 60% probably yes.
Yeah, because God is not something the mind can possess, imagine, define, or point to. It's not what we look for, we search for, as Master Eckhart says. That is the very ground from which true seeing rises. Then it makes sense for us to say that the deer of the eye, the same eye, the very eye with which God sees me, is the eye with which I see more than anything. So when we are no longer rooted in this ground, and the mind naturally begins to look for substitute, you see, and then the relationship becomes the ground, the work becomes the ground, money becomes the ground, recognition becomes the ground, control becomes the ground. Your spiritual role, mystic, pastor, bishop, it becomes the ground. Your desires become the ground. The need to even be understood becomes it. And nothing outside the divine center can truly ground the soul. So you feel that desperation in the soul because you are making what isn't the ground and what isn't the basis, the very basic. The conversation becomes heavier than what the mind is containing because you feel that this will determine everything. This has to solve every problem. Without this person, I can't be whole, and all these things are anyway. Let me end it here. We continue next week. No, even prayer, yeah? Prayer can become heavier when the soul no longer is communing from a place of union. When the soul is no longer communing from a place of its identified unity with the one, but bargaining from fear, because if I don't pray, something will go wrong. I need to pray because Charlie, things are not going well in my life. I need to pray. It's so fear. So then excessive importance becomes spiritual. You want to say something?
Go on.
You omitted yourself. No, I was ending, and then that just flashed, and I just thought,
I was just going to comment on the prayer side, which I say you're right, because I've been fortunate to be at both sides of prayer, where we prayed restlessly, and it was more. I can confidently tell you, because I've been there before, that it was a struggle, and I know people are still struggling. Because when they ask you to come and pray, you need to prepare. You need to sit down. Your mindset of going to pray is to get your terms right, your articulation. You're thinking of how you're going. So before I go and stand there and you see me doing all those things, I've rehearsed in the room. So I go there and I quote, and I've learned the words, the Pentecostal jargons and those. I pray some. I was doing some prayers. I finished, and a guy come to me and say, "Hey, Master, the way you pray," because he could hear the terms that the Ghana pastors used to collect money from people. It was all studied in the room. I've written them down. I've learned. So prayer it became an object for me. I need to study, need to go and give it to them as they want it, make them feel happy. Now, if you ask me to pray, I don't have to think about it, because I don't care the words that I'm saying. The words I'm saying doesn't bother me. I don't have to study to pray. And that is what is happening in most of our churches. So you see people praying, their heart is far off. It is the words, the jargons, just to make us feel like we know how to pray. And so you're right. You're right on that, on the prayer part.
Day is it today? 19. Do we pray or just disperse? Anymore? That's in the absence of plan then. But I just want to encourage us, like remember we were on the planetary healing session, and then I prayed, and then the flies was like, Brother Sam, are these this prayer that you're praying, it felt like ancient prayer that is. I said, yeah, it is. And like, oh, can you show me? And I'm like, oh, yeah, of course, it's available. I can show you. And I'm like, but what do you need it for? I was like, but what are you using it for? I'm like, oh no, it's because I've prayed it over and over again. If I feel that that's what is right for the moment, it just comes, and I'm not fixated on how the words are structured. Yeah, it sounds like something I've heard from religion before. I'm like, yeah, but yeah. If you want to learn it, you can learn it.
Somebody can say, Obi Abobi Mpaye. Oh, I didn't have bumpire. I said in the past, but is it airborne? Is it a crime? If the person has prayed resonate with me and I'm saying the same, like the Lord's Prayer. We recite the Lord's Prayer every day. So if you've prayed and it resonates with me, it's working in me, and I feel like I'll recite that every day. But in the Pentecostal circle, I'm not saying Pentecost church. I'm only saying in the charismatic Pentecostal circle, you need to change the words. If you repeat what somebody has said, you don't know how to pray. You've only learned from somebody. It need to be moving by it. So now if I'm praying, I need to make sure that some of your terms will not come into my prayer. But people say that I'm praying your prayer.
That one, you won't holler. What must happen to humanity for it to be where it needs to be? Yeah, right about that. Life is a dance. Thank you. I prayed for a lot of people today. And we are grateful. I want us to enter silence together. Allowing your awareness to be drawn inward. Your breath to guide the way. Take a deep breath. And gently allow your eyes to fully, firmly close. With every in-breath, as you know, travel from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head, and with each out-breath, return from the crown of your head. Feel the presence, feel the stillness, feel the sacred space of now. Begin to firmly affirm and declare silently, I am not here. Sacred life is here as me. I am not here. Sacred life is here as me. Glorifying and fulfilling itself. Let the words dissolve. And as the words dissolve, the only thing that remains is the feeling in which you I am not here. Sacred life, yes. Let this dissolve you into the cosmic nothingness, the infinite void that is full of all potentiality. Return into the womb of the divine, the field of limitless possibility. Now feel yourself melting beyond the edges of your body. And as you become in space, you become in silence, you become in being itself. Feel it. Allow your awareness to float into the center of the sun, and then to the core of the earth, and then to the sky, to the petal of your favorite flower, your most adored flower. And let awareness go to the most beautiful beach you have seen here. And let it return back to your body. You are now in all places. And you are no place. You are the awareness that is everywhere. Feel your omnipresence. Feel into your organs, feel into your liver, into your lungs, into your kidney, into your heart, your brain, your intestines. Every system is singing the memory of its divine design. Now, on the behalf of all life, on the behalf of all humanity, I want you to speak this inwardly. Sacred life as me supports and promotes life. Through me, life blesses the earth and all her being. I am the goodness of life in action. Feel these words dissolve. And with each breath, embrace love. Pour joy into the world, every out breath. With the next in breath, embrace peace. Peace that transcends all understanding that you embody. And transmit with the out breath this wisdom, this peace, this serenity, this healing, this soundness. Kevin, you can cry. The divine is not outside of you. You've never been separate from the divine. It is you, in truth, in its entirety. Life hasn't stopped trusting you. Be absorbed and enjoy this participation, this grand participation. And as you return to waking awareness, reaffirm and declare, I am not here. The sacred life is yes. This is your prayer. This is your power. This is your peace. And we call this established. And so it is. Now bringing yourself back to awareness in the place where you are right now. It's a custom is rub those hands of yours together, those palms. Rub it over your face for a time. Aaron. Shalom and life as always. Bye-bye.